Go.
さあ世界を学びに行こう。
So we're actually getting the Thunderstone first this time, instead of having to run all the way back up to the castle later. Got these guys. Got the guard. It's gonna give us a light stone? It's gonna give us a stone. With a light stone or a thunderstone. It's one of the ones that we need. Oh no, it's the first option. I
そう
always
だ
mix up whether it's 2 or 1 first. There we go. We got everything we need. Into the dungeon. Alright. I still haven't set up my splits for this. I gotta go through and do that eventually.
戦いの準備はできているよ。さてせい。さあどう出る。
At work, so I can't hear or listen, but good luck, dude, says anime fan. Thanks, dude. Appreciate you showing up. Yeah.
さあ授業の時間だ。なっやっ。さてどうしようか。
Alrighty. Got this chest. Lightstone. Head up here for the battle.
説得は無理そうだ。さあ。あっ。
Alrighty. Yep, so we got our script for Russell here. Nothing too big.
さあどう出る。これでもどうぞ。
Go through and break these guys, and then we'll kill them with the light, small light stone. Fine, nothing wrong with that.
これでもどうぞ。
There we go.
やっ。
Gonna break Russell now. Using our second light stone.
これでもどうぞ。
We're gonna hit with Nice Wind.
氷を切り裂け。
So let's do this.
なっやっ。あっ。
I should win here. Yeah, I win. But I don't need a heal.
炎よ燃
There we go, Russell's dead. Alright,
え
good
このカー
job.
ドでは不合格だ
Honestly, I think this was probably like a pretty decent chapter 1 so far. Probably one of the better chapter 1s that I've had. 'Cause you can have some rough chapter 1s. With getting, like, surprised and everything. But I didn't really end up getting that, which was nice. So, yeah. Sorry about putting off stream earlier. Something came up that I had to deal with. So... An event came up that I needed to accomplish, so I need to go run out, take care of that. It was decent fun. I ended up seeing someone who I didn't think I'd see, so
やれやれ
very, very happy about that.
これでも
Just
どう
go
ぞ
up to the top of the menu there. Yeah, it's fine. Get a bit more JP, get a bit more money. Not upset. Alright. Not bad menu. Pretty good menu. Menuing is where I'm like losing most of my time. So I really gotta go through like and kind of clean it up a little bit. But we're not doing bad at all so far. So I cannot be upset. Alright, on to the Forest of Purgation. We're going to be grabbing a Tempest Amulet, some money, and a Lightstone. Gonna really help us out a little bit. Some early money is always nice. Oh my god, go. I've been thinking about doing like more structured content. I don't really know how that would work. So it was like me doing like making more structured videos where like they're like more scripted. Instead of just posting my VODs. Or
戦いの準備はできているよ
either way.
さてどうしようか
Let me know. Do you think I should be doing, if you think you want some scripted content, I'm cool with like trying to start working on some. Like some private video, or not private videos, some like separate videos, not just of streams. But, like maybe compilations of streams, like, oh, I'll go through and play a game and then I'll put together a long form video of the whole playthrough or something. Could do something like that, maybe. Not sure. Either way, for now, we're kind of vibing. We're just heading down to Stoneguard.
やれやれ荒事は好きではないのだ なかなか考えがいが
Which can be an issue sometimes, but sometimes we're not getting our escape when we need it, but you know, we got it right here, so that's totally fine. But yeah, so gonna keep going. Nothing wrong. So we're going to grab the lightstone, which is right over here. Get a medium lightstone coming right up for you. We're gonna step reset. By doing this, we don't get an encounter here. We're technically under leveled, so we would have we wouldn't have a high chance of running away like we do on the previous map. So we do this just to make sure that we can almost guarantee getting to Stone Guard without without needing to do much. But we're going back from where we came because we're getting the Dancer Shrine. We're getting Dancer class. We're gonna tag some stuff in the desert, Wellspring, Sunshade, that kind of area. The first tag we're going to is we're gonna tag Wellspring first, which is up. And just kind of run up here. Try not to get any encounters. We shouldn't really get one on this screen. Nor should we really be getting one here. We're just running into town. Nothing wrong. Just run in, tag it, boom. And we're leaving. Alright. We're gonna step reset because it's too far to get to the Dancer Shrine from where we are. So we're gonna go up, do this, boom. Steps have been reset. Say bye to the injured soldier. We're not gonna help him out this time. I know it sucks. But we're gonna go learn the Cha-Cha Slide. I don't know if that dance is even still relevant anymore. God, I'm not even that old. So we're going to grab the Dancer class. It's gonna have a very important skill for us later down the line, called the called Eye for an Eye. It's going to give us a 50% chance to retaliate on an enemy's turn when hit with a physical attack. And that's going to be extremely, extremely, extremely important for the final boss fight, Lucia. Because she has 30 shield, and in Octopath Traveler, there's the break system. So she has 30 shield before she gets broken. And that's tough to deal with. So we use Eye for an Eye, along with the Merchant class, who help make sure that we are able to efficiently break her. I mean, the final boss is still long. Oop. Forgot to go up here first. I could have done this on the way back, but I'm already here.
No.
Nice. I didn't have to leave the building to do that, but that's fine. Go back to Wellspring. We're gonna hit up the southern map now, right over here. And we're gonna go grab a Firestone. Again, just like Lightstones, other one, just one of the elemental stones. Use a flat damage number. of that element. So yeah. Kind of making our way through. Now we are heading over to the Apothecary Shrine. This shrine's got one skill that we need, where it's called a Hale and Hearty. It's just base max HP raise, which is decent. That's decent. We like that. We need that, actually. We very much need the max HP raise. For some of the fights that we have later. Alright, so we've talked to Silatij. That was the god of dancers. Now we're heading to Dolter, I think. Yeah, Dolter. Crap. Wellspring, because we got a new area to go to called Marsalim. We're sitting in the desert a while here, but that's fine. Nothing we can't handle. So we're heading on our way down, going to Marsalim. There's a couple things we got to pick up here. And we'll be seeing our first use of the buffer glitch. So buffer glitch, pretty important. How we're going to get a decent amount of the items that we need. Either for selling or for actual use. So we do, before we actually go into the dungeon to grab the stuff, another step reset there. Because we have to come back to Marsalim later to finish up a side quest that will give us a refreshing gem, which is one of those BP items I was talking about earlier. So now that we've tagged Marsalim so that we can BP back there later, we go into the dungeon and we're going to be seeing our first of the buffer glitch. So simply put, buffer glitch allows us to buffer inputs to happen all at the same time when the window comes back into focus. So we are, for those who don't know, we're currently playing in windowed mode. You guys can't see it on stream. But when buffer glitch happens, you guys will see a big stutter. So we do this, hold it, see it's frozen. And now we're inside the boss arena. We can grab our spear. That was weird. Anyway. So we've grabbed a Rev Jam, we grabbed a Master Spear, and we're grabbing a large palm. Hello? So, now that we've grabbed those, we are on to start Cyrus's Chapter 2. We're heading over to a town called Quarry Crest. That's a tongue twister, say that 5 times fast. We're heading over to a town called Quarry Crest. And we're going to be starting Chapter 2 with a man named Gideon. This is the final boss. For the that's the chapter boss. We don't like Gideon. Long story short, he experiments on children. Yucky. We don't like Gideon at all. So glad I'm taking this guy down. I always take pleasure in seeing his sprites disappear. But so we're going to go up and start this. We're not going to take him down yet. As sad as that makes me, that we don't just go in and immediately rock him. Alright, we got caught here. It happens. Should be an easy flee. This guy's like level 1. Right in front of the loading zone 2 is absolutely tragic. On to an area that has my favorite song, I think, in terms of just the overall areas. I'll shut up so you guys Ooh, second encounter here? Ouch. That sucks too. I think I can flee. Yep. And we're good. So we are heading up to Quarry Crest. We're gonna run and start chapter 2. We're gonna grab a windstone as well inside of this house. Now in chapter 2, we meet up with a researcher that we know named Odette. So she's going to help us investigate the strange happenings that are going on in town. So we're going to, just like before, we are going through and grabbing all the information about the situation. That we can find out exactly what is happening. So, we found out where the disappearances have been happening. Disappearances have been happening during the inn, at all times. And what's near the inn? The sewer. So now that that's happened, we're gonna leave Quarry Crest. I know, we'll get back there. We'll get back there. We will get Gideon. Gideon will get got. But first we're gonna go grab some more items to make Gideon a little bit smoother. So, first we're going to head into these mines. We're gonna grab a large windstone. The theme of this run is stones. It's one of our primary damage methods for the final boss, as well as a couple of the battles that we're going to be taking here. So it's absolutely imperative that we have good stone usage and good stone routing. Luckily, both those problems have been solved for me by the absolute god himself, Anime Fan X11, the man who wrote this route. He is, like, the best at Octopath 1, in my opinion. He's an absolute god. We may get an encounter here, which could suck. We didn't. So we're good. We make a save here just in case we get an encounter. There it is. So we're trying to die because we can't beat this encounter, and neither can our stones. Alright, good. So we got one shot. That's good. Sometimes they can hit you with sap speed 3 times in a row, and that just wastes a lot of time. So, but by getting shot first, second turn, or getting surprised, or surprising them, it's pretty good. So, we are going to go to a new area up here in Orwell. We tagged a town called Orwell. We're gonna need to come back. We're gonna need to be there one or two more times. We're heading up to another dungeon called Dragon Song Fane. And we got a battle here, so did we get surprised? We were caught in surprise, so we're gonna get shot here. Ooh, sap speed, that's unfortunate. Nothing wrong with that, just slows down us dying. Which is slow, and we want to die quick. If we gotta die, we gotta die quick. That way, because it's just lost frames. So we're gonna run through here. I'm back out. Did I? Okay. Cool. Part of me thought that I did not tag Orwell. So that's fine. That's a couple seconds, but honestly a necessary check. It would put me back a little bit. So we're grabbing a helmet, a crystal helm. Really good helmet. Sells for a lot of money. And we grabbed another palm. So next thing we're going to do, we are also en route for a second palm. Over and up here. So we're TPing back to Orwell. That's why it was necessary that I checked that we TP'd to Orwell. Because if we didn't, then I would have died trying to run back to Orwell in time. So we're not in time, in term with the step counter to make sure that we were all good. So we're going, we're working. We're traveling down to a town called Riverford. Riverford has a little bit for us. Got a nice dungeon called Refugee Ruins, or Refuge Ruins. Nice first try Scrut. Scrut is scrutinized. And it is like the lifeblood of our thing here. So we are selling our Master Spear here for a bit of money. Then we are buying 11 grapes, 11 plums, and we're grabbing the platinum armor. But we're not equipping it, because we don't need it right now. But we are leaving. And we're gonna go grab some items. We're still on the item run. This is Cyrus's big grocery shopping day. He's got to run out and get some milk. He just finished it up. So, got to get some milk because he really enjoys some cereal. Really enjoys a glass of milk while he's reading his books. So we're heading into Refuge Ruins, performing another instance of the buffer glitch. To grab both the enchanted rod and an item called the Force Shield. These are going to help out with a bit of both elemental damage and defense. So once we do that, we head back to Riverford, because we're not going to get caught running back ourselves. No, because we're going to die. And we don't have the damage to or the speed to really run. So we're going to just TP back, and we got to go get a couple more things. We're going to need the buffer glitch again. The buffer glitch is really important to what we're doing here, and we're going to have another instance. Because we got to get back on the other side to grab 2 more items. Another thing with the buffer glitch, sometimes you don't, if you're lucky, you will be able to freeze the menu before hitting the trigger. Or freeze the game before hitting the trigger for the boss fight that we just skipped. And, the glitch will still work. And unfortunate that we got something here. We're gonna try and run. We're not gonna be successful. And that's fine. Sometimes these things happen. So we're gonna go back in and we're gonna try again. We're in here for I believe 2 palms. We're in here for. Yes, there's a palm L and a palm M. The different grades, small, medium, large, same thing with the stones. As the stones do more damage as their size increases, the palms give us back more BP as they increase in size too. So we are going to optimize our equipment, put on the Tempest Amulet. And I shouldn't need any SP. Nope, we're good. Alright, so we are heading to grab our 3rd and final job. We're going to be tagging a couple more towns, specifically Grandport and Goldshore. But on the way, we're going to be getting our 3rd and final job, which is the Merchant. The Merchant is our secondary DPS. It's our, I guess not secondary. I guess the way that I will phrase it is, Merchant is our burst DPS. Alright, so we got another battle here. We're actually going to take this one because we can kill it. So we are going to Firestorm. Firestorm is the upgraded fireball spell. Thing we bought earlier with our SP, and it costs and it allows us to attack with fire twice. So by doing this, we can spend our BP to break them and have our Firestorm do more damage. So we're gonna head in this little secret cave here, in the Shrine of the Traitor. Now we're gonna talk to a third god. We've already talked to two, so what's a third? Hitting up Belfigan. He's the god of trading, god of merchants, mercantilism. And he's going to give us the power to be a merchant. That's going to be really important. It's got two very crucial skills we need for Chapter 3 and Chapter 4's boss fights. Those being both sidestep and hired help. So once we get to our first use of hired help, I will, I should, one here, there we go. I'll explain hired help when we get it to its use for the first time. But basically, you pay people, they attack instead of you attacking. That's really it. So, ooh. I guess you could do this later, because we come back to Gold Shore. But no use. You're just right outside the loading zone. Alright, so from this NPC we are going to get failed. First scrutinized. Ooh. There we go. We're gonna get something called a safe route. So what the safe route is it's an item for a quest. That quest being something we'll find in Grandport. And what that means is that we can finish we'll be finishing a side quest to tell a merchant how to get somewhere safely. Because they're unsure, they don't know. And they're really worried about shipping out without we're really worried about shipping out safely. Because they want all their goods to arrive on time. So, we find out a safe route to get through the area. And we can go let them know. So, but on the way, we're gonna pillage. This is the pirate area. We're gonna go through and pillage a bunch of stuff. Ooh, and unlucky. We got a bit unlucky there. And we're gonna try and get a flea. Ooh, I managed to escape. Because I did not see whether I could skip that save because I got the encounter, but just for a bit of safety. Because that encounter was a bit on the early side, but it's fine. But we were able to leave, and that's good. We're heading into another town called Grandport. And just as quickly as we entered, we're heading back out. We're heading to another dungeon. This is a natural dungeon, I believe. I don't know if there's a difference. But this isn't like a catacomb or something. Oh, the Lock of the Lost King. So we're gonna head up, and just like normal, you can probably guess what we're grabbing. A pommel. And we're gonna leave. It seems a little weird. We're gonna leave. Bye. And then we're going back in. I'm just kidding. We're going back in for a step reset. So again, by step resetting here, it's really important because we would not have the damage or really speed value to make sure that we could escape or have a high chance of surprising them to guarantee the flee. So by doing this, it just makes it a little bit easier. And we're going to go to Grandport now. And we're going to do a little bit over here in Grandport. There's a little bazaar inside the second area over here in the markets. We're going to go through, and we are going to first we're gonna learn about this girl and her new life. That's a very key, just like the safe route. That's another key item for a quest that we have going on. That's why we tagged Marcelim earlier. In addition to getting the stuff out of its dungeon, we needed to go there to. Sorry, I need to focus up, make sure my mashing was good. And we needed to go there to progress the quest. What do we do here? Okay, going to Gold Shore. Okay, so we're doing the Captain's Bane first. Alright. Just wanted to make sure. Alright, so, just like we were in another dungeon, probably I guess we're going to do now, we're heading to a third, I lost track how many dungeons, we go to a lot of them. We're heading to this dungeon. We are going to be grabbing, you guessed it, a Pommel. We are TPing to Gold Shore now, just because we got what we needed. We're done. We're gonna go grab that thunder we scrutinized out of the one dude earlier. And we're heading to the back area. Whoops. I forgot an item. Gotta go back and grab the Thunderstone that's sitting over here. Right over here. Thunderstone. It's gonna be important for our grind. Got a bit of a grind going on. So, this is where we are using that safe route. We're first going to go get a palm, of course. Like always, but we're going to go through and scrutinize this woman for some more items. We're going to grab some more money. And we're going to talk to this guy. We're going to give him the safe route that he can travel properly. And in return, he's going to give us a bunch of money and 2 nuts. I picked up a nut earlier. I picked up 2 nuts earlier. So what the nuts do... I need to go to Noble Court. So what the nuts do is they raise certain base attributes. So nourishing nuts raise base HP. Slippery nuts base evasion. Light nuts increase speed. Alright. Well, we got a battle, so we're gonna quickly solve this. We're gonna leave. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, bird. Then we hit him with some more lightning. Anyway, that's the battle. We're gonna be grabbing a couple more things in here. We are going to be grabbing... You guessed it, a revitalizing jam. And wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. A palm. Alright, so we are now heading into our grinding section, which is fine. We are going to go down to a place called the Tomb of Kings. Area over here in the mountainous region. That is pretty nice to grind in. It's got some decently leveled enemies. And it's really enough to kind of help us get to where we're going in terms of levels. But before I head in, we're going to change our job to merchant. We're going to grab both sidestep and tired health. We're going to throw on endless items, because that helps. The big help, we're going to eat the nuts. 1, 2. We're going to use the light nuts. Then, going to heal back up, get our SP back up. And I forgot to put on one more item. It is the item we picked up from the bazaar earlier. It's called the Articulate Stone. We're grinding, and I forgot to take off. Alright, I guess for those who don't know, evasive. I guess it would be better to go this way. Evasive maneuvers lowers the encounter rate, and that's why we've been getting so few battles. I got wind sentinels here, so I need to use merchant. We'll hit hired help. We'll go here. So hired help, each of the different things cost a different amount of money. And they each have a different weapon that they attack with, along with a different effect. So, which really helps. The first one, mercenaries, we just used that one. It gives us an HP, or it gives, not HP, it gives us a physical defense bonus for the amount of times that they strike. That's really, really helpful. So we're going to do this. We're going to blast them with some lightning, because they're weak to it. And then we're going to take a bunch of damage, because we're last in the next turn. Which is fine, nothing wrong with that. Just gotta be ready here. And we're gonna blast them. So, that's fine. And we're close, but I don't want to risk it, so we're not gonna die. But the thing I want to keep an eye on is my HP, or SP. So we got light guardians here, which means that I need to go through and use 2 mercenaries to break the guardians. And then just like before, we are going to hit them with, not just like before, we're going to use something different. We're going to use our Thunderstone, and that should kill them. Still in the process of memorizing these patterns. And nice, we got to level up. Ideally, we are looking to get... we're looking to be level 18. Ooh! A Cait. That's really, really, really good. That's really good here. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use my wind step. That's going to kill the Cait. We're going to guarantee that. This should end our grind. We still got to go through and get the items here. But by doing this, and in combination with the medium stones earlier, we should just be able to use 2 lightnings and they're gonna die. So we will more than likely level up here. Yeah, we hit level 19, so we're good. Which means that I can do this and throw back on evasive maneuvers. And we are just free to go get the other items we need. So we're getting we got a firestone. That was the first item. We just got some money. We're going to get more money that we're going to end up selling. We're going to get an item called a Curious Antique, and we're going to be able to sell that for a lot. Got some Wind Guardians here. So you know what that means. Lightning Blast. Into a Lightning Blast. Alright, so now that that's done, we've got all of our items. I didn't grab that, but that's fine. We have the, what's his face? We got the Cait, so we have a bunch of money now. So we are going to go to Apothecary. We're going to grab 3 skills. Got Hail and Hardy. That's the one we're looking for. We're going to put Hail and Hardy on. Then we are going to menu back to Merchant. We're going to heal up. Then we're going to head down to a place called Everhold. We're not going to tag the town. We don't need to. But we are going to grab an item help us deal with chapters 2 and 3. We're gonna grab a light stone. So getting the Cait there is really, really nice, because that allows us to not have to that allows us to skip most of the grind and give us a good bit of money. Alright, so here, getting that sneaky little pomegranate chest. I always mess that one up. But we are not going to be doing the buffer glitch. We're gonna be doing something kind of close to it. Ooh, ooh, that sucks. We're probably gonna die here unless we are able to pull out something. And we escaped. That's really good. Don't get that all the time. So we're going to grab money. Every time that we interact with a boss gate, or the boss trigger, effectively like a fog gate in a Souls game, it resets our step counter. That's why we go and interact with it a couple times. That really helps us out. So now that we're done that, we're heading back up to Quarry Crest, and we are going to be finishing Chapter 2. We're finally gonna go get Gideon. Finally, I've been waiting for this guy. Get him. Alrighty, so, there's one thing that we do have to do. We have to force a battle before the chapter, although I could probably skip it, because I have the extra JP from getting the Cait. We're gonna grab another pomegranate, like normal. And we're gonna head into our boss fight. So we find Gideon, we find the kids that he's kidnapped, and we say that's a big no-no. So we're gonna deal with Gideon personally. So he's weak to light, he's weak to sword, and something else, I'm not sure. But we're gonna use our next thing, which is veteran. That's the other main thing of hired help that we'll be using, both mercenaries and veterans. So we're going to be using our other lightstone. Boom. We're going to use a medium pomegranate, which is going to allow us to use 4 mercenaries, stack them 4 times the swords, and give us a good defense bonus, or remove the debuff that we had. We're going to defend. Defending in this game moves you up in the turn order to first. Do I still have a lightstone? No. So we're going to do this to break him. We're going to break our guy Gideon. Then we're going to finish him off with some veteran soldiers. Gonna do a lot. Yep, and that's Gideon. Interesting, we didn't get a palm drop off of Gideon. It can happen sometimes where you get a medium palm off of the ads that Gideon has in his fight. But that's okay. So first thing we gotta do, we go and we gotta sell all of our stuff. We got dazzling artwork, we got his dagger, we got the death cleaver. And now we are going to leave. We're gonna finish off chapter 2 by leaving the town. We figured out everything we need to know. We got our clue as to where to go next. And we are leaving. So we're heading off to a new area. We're heading to the woodlands. Head and do the woodlands this time. I need to make sure I'm at least at the JP level. I am. I'm way over it. I should be fine. So we're currently on our way to another town called Duskbarrow. So Duskbarrow is the town that Chapter 4 takes place in, but we're already kind of over close by it, so might as well run to it so that we can teleport to it later. This is a big, long... It's not a long-running section, but this is a bit of a risky one. The last screen is very, very infamous for getting a battle. That's just really kind of hard to deal with. See if we can hopefully get a flea there. That sucks. Not the best thing. Still gonna flee since it's quicker than me killing the battle. Okay, well not anymore. But this is best case. Really? 3. So this officially became slow, but not the worst thing in the world. So we are going up to Duskbarrow, and this screen right here, the one that we are just about to come up on, right here, East Duskbarrow Trail. The screen's a little risky. Your movement has to be really good in order to make it to the save point without getting an encounter. It normally takes me at least 1 or 2, and we got it first try. Honestly, that's really good. Really happy about that. Let's see if we can make it to Duskbarrow without an encounter. Oh my god. We got it. We're good. We're golden. Just like the K-pop Demon Hunters. We're golden. But one of the reasons we hit Stoneguard is because Cyrus' Chapter 3's here. So we can go through. Just TP back to Chapter 3. Just TP back to Stoneguard, and we can start Chapter 3. So, Cyrus' whole story revolves around a book called From the Far Reaches of Hell. It's a book that he's trying to find, figure out what's going on with it, why everyone's thinking about it the way that they are thinking about it, and all that jazz. He's trying to make sense of where it's going, how deep is the corruption, and what even is the book like about? He's trying to figure it out. He doesn't really know too much. So all these people that he's talking to, all these things that he's going around and solving, they're all leading him on to clues. Whoops, that's like the wrong one. Dominic's doing this for his daughter. And he's translating a book which later in this chapter we come out to find. I believe one of the other books that he was working on is From the Far Reaches of Hell. So, at the end of the cutscene before I skipped it, we saw a really shady guy watching us. So we're heading up to Shady Guy. We're finding his mansion. Not the Shady Guy's mansion. But the dude the Shady Guy works for turns out to be the Academy headmaster. So his house is trapped, like we're playing a Resident Evil game. And so we get saved by our friend. Now that we got saved by our friend, we're heading into our 3rd story dungeon. So before that, we got a menu. We're gonna learn the cha-cha slide, the wobble, a couple other dances that are dating myself. I forgot to switch my job back to merchant. It's really important for this dungeon. And we're gonna be grabbing some items, just like we always do. We're grabbing items. Grabbed a lightstone there, or a palm, either a palm or a lightstone. I think that's a lightstone. And we grab some more money. Alright, so we can pretend here. and we can break with the mercenaries, I believe. Yep. And now that everyone's broken, we're gonna run away. They're all stunned. So we leave. Alright, so now that that happened, we're still gonna save anyway. There's a very slim chance we get another encounter. We're gonna do that. We're going to heal up. And we're gonna run to our third boss. So while picking up an item here, we're gonna pick up another palm. We're gonna go fight our third boss. Third boss is Yvonne, the headmaster of the school that Cyrus worked at. And this fight, a bit of a doozy. This is the most RNG intensive battle. So there could be a couple attempts here. We always have to start out by getting the opening here with the double mercs to make sure that we have the defense boost that we need to survive this. So based on my current HP, this is telling me that I can use the Lightstone and survive. But I'm absolutely going to need to heal to make sure that I don't die here. So the beginning of this fight, while the ads are still here, this is a lot of improvisation. So what we can do here is we can go and use our last stone. That's going to break Yvonne. And we'll have enough HP to then take out the ads with some veterans, while also dealing damage to Yvonne in the process. So we're safe here. And what this allows us to do is allows us to heal up and use an ability of the merchant called Sidestep. Sidestep allows us to fully negate physical attacks. So that is allowing us to go through, kind of beef ourselves up again. And this is really the rest of the battle. We're also going to continue to try and time out his physical augmentation, since that's slow. It's a little slow because we do less damage. But that's fine, because it allows us to make sure that we do the max amount of damage when we actually hit Yvonne with our mercy. So, what we can do here now is, he's got one more turn left. So, I'm going to make sure that I have Plum up. And we're going to hope that I can kick in, what's his face? We're going to re-up our sidestep to make sure that we don't take damage, because Yvonne hits like a truck, and we're a little squishy. Alright, so now that we've done that, we have timed it out perfectly. So, now we can hit for a full veterans. So going through, he's going to re-up again. And now he is weak to fire. So each time that he goes through, he has a different iteration. He gains some more weaknesses. And he buffs himself. Once he gets to about 60-ish%, he stops buffing. But he buffs on a consistent cycle. So that's a nice thing. We're gonna use some fire to help break him down a little bit. We're going to use a bit more fire. And we're gonna hope that he attacks me and I get an eye for an eye. Yep, so there's the attack. Alright, that's fine. We can just break him here with our staff. And we can use a full veteran soldier. So there should be about one more So, because my SP's low, I'm going to use a refreshing jam. Just quickly refill all my SP. We're not going to do that now. We are going to first Firestorm, take down 2 of his shields, and then we're going to sidestep. We're going to get them all back, make sure that we don't get hit. So we're getting close to finishing this up. Okay, he buffed. So that's going to give us a little bit more time here. We can do that. And we're going to sidestep again, just to make sure. This should be the last sidestep. Because we're going to time out his buffs here. Make sure that we don't kill him. We don't break him in time for the buffs. We're just going to defend. And we're going to defend again. Yep, eye for an eye. Good proc. We're gonna break him. He does not have buff defense anymore. And now we have room for a full undefended merchants. And that's Yvonne. That went really, really well. That was exceptional. That went exceptionally well. So sometimes I like to wait there a little bit, because sometimes the cutscene trigger doesn't spawn in, and if you're too fast, you miss it. So, that's a bit of an issue. But that's why we take a little bit of a pause. Take a breath. And we go back in. So we're heading back to Everhold quickly, just to clean up a couple things while we're over here. Because we can. We're gonna grab some more money. We probably don't need it. But for safety's sake, it's better to have all the money we need. Just in case. So we're gonna go down, get some money, an item we gotta sell called a silver-filled pouch, and then we're heading into another shrine. Except this time we're not gonna talk to another god. 3's enough. We talked to 3 and we had our fill. We hit our quota. We can't talk to any more gods today. We're done. We're tired. So, we're just gonna be going through and getting some items here. Finishing up a couple things before we go and start the final chapter. So, while we are finishing everything up, we're just going to go head over to, we're going to start the story. We're going to start as chapter 4, we're not going to finish it. We're going to go through and we're going to start it. Then we're going to head down to Marsalim quickly. And we're going to finish up that quest. Remember when we talked to that girl and we got all the deets about her new fancy lifestyle? Or not fancy, but her new lifestyle. It could be fancy, I don't know. We needed those for this guy. This guy's in prison. Our boy Kevin. He loves Lara. And so he's working on, so he just wants to hear about her. And so he breaks out. And yeah, so I'm going to grab an extra stone here because I feel like I'm behind. That's fine. Actually, I'm probably up a stone, actually. I didn't have the battle before the other one. So, I'm going to quickly run through my items to make sure that I have all that I need. I have my 10 palms. I have my 4 rev jams. I have 3, 6, 11, 13 stones. Alright, so we're good. So we are going to head back to Duskboro, and we're gonna quickly grab. We're going to run back out, and we're gonna make the trek across the screen again. This is a little bit dangerous, but we make the save here, just in case we get an encounter. We're not starting all the way back from town, and we save some steps. We're heading to another shrine. Again, we're done talking to gods. In this case, the last 2 shrines that we went to were for fallen heroes who basically like ascended. And if you beat them, you get their classes, which is really cool. I like that. They're not used very much. They're not used in this speedrun, but they are used very much in the Galdera speedrun, which is basically it's the Super Boss category, where the goal of the game, in Octopath 1 at least, in order to get to Galdera, you need to do all characters. You need to finish every character's story, and then you get access to Galdera, I believe. I haven't done it in a while. Ooh, yeesh. 2 encounters here. That's a bit unfortunate. We'll see if we can run. I won't be able to get away. I won't be able to break, I mean. Second turn fleet? Oh, okay. Alright, so we gotta run back. That's fine. It's not the worst thing in the world. Cyrus is a speed demon. He is speed. But yeah, so that's what's going on right now with the game. We're just really finishing everything up. We're just cleaning everything up. We're gonna grab our palm. We're gonna find our first instance of a save quit. So what a save quit does is I could have done them earlier, but I didn't feel like it. I also didn't remember for a couple of them. By saving and going back to the main menu, that allows us to restep our step count on the fly. So we're gonna get some gold, and we're gonna head up for our final revitalizing jam. So we do that. We have everything we need. So last but not least, gonna grab our last sellable item that we'll need, and then we'll start the story of Chapter 4. We find this gate in town. We find this is where we're supposed to go. And we open it, figure out how to open it, we twist it. And now we are getting ready and prepped. So, we are getting rid of the crystal helm. We're getting rid of the platinum armor. We're getting rid of our rod. We're putting on the enchanted circlet. We're putting on the high house armor. We're getting rid of our items here. And that is all the stuff we need to do. So we are going through and we are selling everything. Everything worth money. I will also go through and sell. I feel like I'm down. Do I have any medium? Okay, I need 195. I need 190k. I'm down by like 1,000. So we're going to quickly go to Cold Shore. Just get a bit of backup money. Alright, we got our backup money. Let me teleport. Alright, we're good. We got our money. We just need 190k. So, we're good. And so we're heading through the end here. We're gonna grab our money. We don't need the stone because we have 13. We're gonna hit our cutscene. Gonna do. Gonna put us out here. And we are going to make our way to the final boss. We get our last pomegranate. And we are heading up to the final boss. Time does not end here. No. Because we got a little bit going on after the final.
負けるわけにはいかない。
Alright, so I gotta use a rev jam here. Alright, so we got the pattern. That's actually interesting.
使って
So I need to use my rev jam.
本気を出そうか。リスクに備えようか。
I could have gone wrong. Alright, there we go. We're good.
リスクに
Alright, so, chat, lock in. We're here for 20 minutes. I know it's a while, but it's actually shorter than it used to be.
危ない危ない。使っておこう。
Alright, so the reason we got the skills on Merchant is 1, because we use both of them. 2, because Endless Items gives us a 25% chance to not consume the item that we use. So if you notice there quickly while I was in the menu, we used a Rev Jam turn 1, and turn 2, and next time we went into the items, it said that we still had 5 Rev Jams.
さあ、リスクに備えようか。なかなか考えがいがあるね。使っておこう。
Alright, so we're working our way. We're gonna start chipping her down here. We're gonna start going through. We're gonna use 4 vets over the course in our little cycle here of palming up or using rev jams when we have no BP, and when we can use a full set of
給料分の仕事を頼むよ。
when we can use a full set of sidesteps, we'll do that. So like on 2 BP, we don't have enough to do a full thing of sidesteps, but now that we have 3, we have our next turn, we go and use the rest of it for sidesteps. Alright, so this is the cycle for the battle, so I'm just gonna let this play out because I need to lock in. So yeah, sit back, relax, and enjoy.
本気を出そうか。リスクに備えようか。せい。危ない危ない。危ない危ない。えい。給料分の仕事を頼むよ。 危ない危ない危ない危ない集中していこう。リスクに備えようか。
3 coming up.
危ない危ない。さてどうしようか。使っておこう。
I should have sold the medium palm. That way I don't accidentally miss menu.
危ない危ない。
Because this fight is very menu precise. You have to be
さて本気を出そう。リスク
on
に
top of it. If you miss a sidestep, it's like over.
さあどう出る。給料分の仕事を頼むよ。 さて集中していこう。リスクに備えようか。危ない危ない。さてどうしようか。使っておこう。
Okay.
危ない危ない。本気を出そう。リスクに備えようか。危ない危ない。えい。危ない危ない。あっ。さあどう出る。給料分の仕事を頼むよ。
Alright, that leaves me around 90k. So we're going to do this, we're going to swap to the spear, and this is why we need eye for an eye. So I'll explain this quickly and then go back to focusing. She's weak to spear and bow, but she's not weak to staff. Staff is our normal weapon off of the mage class, or scholar, as this game calls it. But because she's not weak to staff, we need to switch to weapons that'll break her. That's why we have eye for an eye, because we can't waste turns actually attacking her. But using eye for an eye, we can still deal chip damage to her break number, while still playing on the super defensive. So now that we use our stones, so now that we use merchants, we're gonna start using stones. Ooh, that was bad. I almost was menued. Alright, I have enough for one more set. So next time I have to use Rev Jam to make sure I get my SP back. Alrighty. Lock in, lock in. Okay, we gotta, now that we're getting down in shields, we gotta really start being wary. Since if we were to break her now, we wouldn't have enough damage to fully burst her down. We gotta be really selective now. We're gonna start being really selective on when we hope eye for an eye triggers. So once we start getting down to like the 3, the 2 range, like that's when it becomes an issue. Because we have to like continually swap weapons to make sure that we're hitting we're going at the right, we're taking eye for an eye attacks at the right time.
使っておこう。危ない危ない。
Yeah, we're starting to get close here. So this could be a bit of an issue.
危ない危ない。さあ本気を出そう。リスクに備えようか。
But at 5, with our next turn after 2 attacks, we're still good.
危ない危ない。
Alright, so now we really gotta be worried.
どうしようか。これでもどうぞ。
So we gotta switch now because we can't break her yet. If we go and check the collect, we don't have enough damage. We need her at like 65. But if we take a look at our turn pattern here, there's only one turn before we get to go again. So it makes it safe for us to switch here, and we can still stay because there's only 2 turns before our next thing, and she's got 3 shields. So if we get both here, that's big. There's 1. Because 2 is the worst to work around. There we go. Okay, we're good. We can permanently sit on stat for the rest of the battle. And so yeah, now we're just throwing stones. Alrighty. I really need eye for an eye to unless I start kicking in there. We're getting dangerously low. To the point like this could be a bit of an issue, but we'll have to see. Okay. We got 1. Okay, we have enough for 2 more sets. Okay.
うしようか。使っておこう。やっ、危ない危ない。せい、本気を出そうか。リスクに備えようか。やっ、危ないよ。せい、これでもどうぞ。おっと、危ない危ない。危ない危ない。集中していこう。リスクに備えようか。おっと、ふん、おっと、えい、さあどう出る。
Alright, so we're close.
使っておこう。危ないよ。せい、本気を出そう。リスクに備えようか。危ない危ない。えい、さてどうしようか。これでもどうぞ。おっと、危ない危ない。集中していこう。リスクに備えようか。おっと、せい、
Need one more sound.
危ない危ない。さあどう出る。使っておこう。おっと、危ない危ない。おっ、危ない危ない。集中していこう。リスクに備えようか。おっ、なかなか考えがいがある。これでもどうぞ。
That's either the last stone or the second to last stone. Need to check.
おっ、集中していこう。リスクに備えようか。おっと、せい、おっ、危ない危ない。使っておこう。
Alright, we're right there. That was the second to last stone. This is the last stone we need.
集中していこう。リスクに備えようか。危ないよ。あっ、ふん、おっと、危ないよ。あっ、なかなか考えがいがあるね。これでもどうぞ。危ない危ない。やっ、リスクに備えようか。おっと、やっ、さあやられるものか。危ない危ない。あっ、
Alright, so we are now in our burst phase.
給料分の仕事を頼むよ。
We're just finishing her off.
さて、給料分の仕事を頼むよ。
Nice, trying the variation I posted. Yeah. Well, I got the pattern, so I figured I might as well.
さあやられるものか。やっ、給料分
And
の
that
仕
should
事を
be
頼む
it.
よ。
Yep, there's Lucia.
大した強さだ。
Alright, so there's just a little bit more before the run ends. Oh, we have one cutscene. We have a couple cutscenes, and one more section One more scrutinizing section.
Oh
god. No. I don't have enough to break them. Crap. Feel light damage to all those. No. Okay, just try and run. Alright. Dang. That sucks to take a death there. It's a good thing I saved after the boss though, because that can happen. Where you can take a death there and it's just not fun. Yeah, it's just an unlucky encounter. Because now instead of having to redo the boss fight, I don't believe it auto-saves after the fight. I just have to redo this bit of the running section for the scrutinizing. Alright, so in order to not get another encounter like we just did there, we teleport out of the dungeon, and we go back into the front. And time's coming up really, really soon. Time is on the final clear bar. As soon as the final skip cutscene bar fills, that's time. That's time. Holy run.